Ross, how's the preparation going for North Melbourne?
Yeah, really moving on in a positive manner. We trained today. Really positive time for us. You'll get the cameras rolling. Aaron, Matthew and Michael will train today, so it's good for the group. And we'll assess things as they go for the week, but Michael would be the only one that could possibly play this week out of the three.
Any ideas how much longer the likes of Matthew and Aaron might be? Have you got any timeline on that?
No, I could refer to 6 previous press conferences, but it's, I understand your question. Look, they're great players, they're really great leaders for us, and there are a couple of sessions closer, but as we said, we're just going to have to see how the next couple of weeks play out. Matthew and Aaron have really hummed along over the last 2 weeks, starting to get an enormous amount of work into them, so it's in the near future rather than a longer term. So they've had no hiccups, they've jumped a lot of hurdles. And, you know, if you ask Matthew, he'd want to play next week.
Really?
So, and Aaron would too. So they're the sort of things, but as I think might have been one of the commentators when I was editing the game said, might have been Tony Shaw, who's putting, with 11 games to go, you're going to get one run at bringing them back. So you wouldn't want to make a call that would expose them to soft tissue. You wouldn't want a hiccup, even though you deal with it. We're trying to avoid any hiccup from here. So we'll be on the conservative side, I would think.
Is Waffle on the cards for either of those two?
How are we going over the back there? Huh? Sorry, what was that? I couldn't hear you.
Is Waffle on the cards for either Tad or Sandy?
We haven't discussed that yet. I've been through that. I think we'll just take it every session because we know like anything could happen today. So let them get through, tick the box, and then, okay, what does the program say for there? And I'm not in a position to be able to make the call. You know. It'd be more unlikely than likely.
Is sports science now at the level that you can provide that sort of match simulation at training?
Yeah, it is, and in some respects, you take out the risk of injury, a cork or collision, because you can get them working really hard and get them up to those levels with lessening the injury risk. But there's no substitute for a combative day at the office.
Ross, just on Walters, he's got 2 more sessions to get through, is that right?
Yeah. So he trained Monday, he'll train today, and he'll train Friday. So we'll manage him a little bit today because he works so hard Monday. But yeah, he's a bit different to the other guys because he had done a full pre-season and played lots of footy, and so he's in, you know, better shape to be able to return.
Ross, your forward structure, do you look at changing that up at all this week for the Kangaroos, or you're happy with the way it's going?
Oh, look, it's not perfect. I think we acknowledge that. We like our structure. It's just personnel, you know. Tabernar's been pushing in the waffle, and he's a young tall, so you know his Walters available. It's probably going to be more personnel than structure. We like our talls and our you know resting ruckman, those sort of things. So it's just about who we think's best fit.
Tabernar, is he closer this week? Do you think?
Well, he's been pretty close. He's been emergency twice, so he's right in the mix. And we thought Alex was solid. But again, I've got to get to match committee. We've got to assess North, look at their strengths and weaknesses, and try and pick a team that will give us best opportunity. And it's still really early in the week, just really getting. We finished our reviews basically yesterday and today, and we'll really move on to North Melbourne from here. So we'll try and tailor it to North a little bit.
They do like to run and gun and take the game on. Do you need a team that's very strong defensively minded and can close down space and put pressure on us?
Yeah, they've been exceptional getting hold of the ball and counter-attacking, and you know Atley and Mullett out the back. We already know about McMahon and Thompson, those guys. So yeah, and they've got some. You know, Gibson's been fantastic for them. You know, experienced recruits. So and then they've got their stars, Wells and Harvey and Petrie, Swallow, those sort of guys. So yeah, it's a really big challenge for us. Really big.
Talk about Lindsay Thomas. Ross, has his game surprised you this year, how well he's been playing?
No, he's been top level for a while. I think the only issue we had was conversion. So he clearly converts now, so he's going to be a handful. But we'll share around a little bit with him.
You talked about Spur and Ibbotson, perhaps. I one of those.
Yeah, I think it's obvious. They're our back 6, certainly McFarlane and Dawson and Johnson are unlikely to play on him, so that leaves the other 3 to handle him. And because of rotations, not you don't stay on the ground the full time, so you have to share the load a little bit on him.
How are you seeing the competition? You've talked so respectfully of North, which is apparent, and you know your AFL. North are 13th, needing 8 or 9 to get back into the finals mix, and they're still not out of it, and they don't concede that they are out of it. How are you seeing the state of the competition itself, you know, with the hunt for the spots in the top 8?
Well, I think you just hit on the head. If they're 13th and they could easily be top 4, it tells you how even it is. It's those that win their close games. We've, I think, won 1, drawn 1, lost 1, and North, you know, to their frustration, have lost their close games. So it's those that take their opportunities at the right time, find themselves in pretty good positions on the ladder. But it tells you, if they're 13th, the competition's pretty healthy. You know, and we acknowledge there's a couple of expansion teams, but the expansion team, we were an expansion team once, weren't we? So there's some teething problems, but Gold Coast are a real threat now. I remember I felt, you know, real stress about going to the Gold Coast with what we had out and what they could deliver. I think probably because we're full-time analysing, we felt the threat of the Gold Coast earlier than others, you know, needed the results to come, but we knew it was a real threat, so it was a significant performance for us. And North clearly are at a really high level.
Are you seeing this as a more even season than some of the more recent in your time even?
Yeah, look, it's not my position to. I can tell you, I move on pretty quick. I forget who we played last week almost. So I'm not in a position to comment. I think the competition's healthy, the style of footy's healthy, you know. And we respect all. I never go to the ground thinking, gee, we're going to win today. I always feel physically ill, so it's a tough competition, you know.
I think you mentioned last night, destiny's in your own hands. Do you let yourself get a bit excited about what lies ahead from here?
Oh, no, I'm excited when I see our group work hard and grow, and excited when young players come in and you see people develop. But it's nice to be, and people write you off, and last year halfway you're written off, so there's plenty of turnaround stories. That's why, you know, we'd love to be at the end, and I think a few of you guys might have compared to 2006. Let me say there's a significant difference between 2006. They got it done. They finished top 4. They won their games. I don't see us sitting top 4. I don't see us with 15 or 16 wins. That's a significant difference. And those that want to compare us a decade ago, they got it done. We haven't done anything. So that's the difference. Pardon?
I think you could win your last 9, like they did.
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest. I'm pretty keen to focus on this week, but that's the luxury you have. You can extrapolate, you can theorise, you can talk about strings of wins and losses, but at the end of the day, the most important thing for me is that session today, which I'm pretty keen to get out to. Thanks, guys.